This presentation analyzes the responses of participants at the Transportation Assets and Barriers workshop held in Independence on February 18th and a random sample survey sent to Independence residents. The information in the following slides aims to inform the Independence Visioning Committee and design team during the design process. We conducted community focus groups and sent a random sample survey to 532 Independence households. The quantitative data collected from the survey responses complement the qualitative information gathered at the focus groups. Different transportation users typically have different needs and priorities. Older adults want access to local services. Active recreationists want to be challenged while engaging in physical activity. Parents are concerned for the safety of their children. Mobility-challenged individuals want smooth surfaces and safe traffic crossings. Youth want complete sidewalks and safe traffic crossings. We conducted focus groups with people from each of these different demographics to obtain a complete picture of the transportation system in Independence. All user types travel around Independence by walking and driving. Youth and actives like to ride bikes to get around town. Youth also enjoy riding scooters and taking the bus to school. Focus group participants were asked what they consider community assets. All groups enjoy the pedestrian access and connectivity that is provided by places like the smooth and side sidewalks on 1st Street near the library, the trail around the hospital, and 4th Avenue Southwest. Older adults, actives, and youth enjoy experiencing nature and the natural scenery at locations along the Riverwalk Trail and areas near the old railroad bridge. The Liberty Trail is popular among residents of Independence. Parents appreciate the trail's connectivity, as it offers a safe route to walk to school. Youth appreciate the nicely paved trail and its natural scenery. Older adults appreciate the trail, but note that it is difficult to find for visitors because of a lack of wayfinding signage. During the focus groups, participants identified undesirable features in town. All groups noted that low areas near the river, 1st Street West, and along the Liberty Trail and Orchard Park ball fields suffer from drainage and flooding issues. Residents also expressed frustration with broken or incomplete sidewalks around town. All groups complained about the heavy and congested traffic that happens along Highway 150, on the bridges over Wapsipinicon River, and during school hours on 1st Street. Several groups mentioned limited parking space at the Mill, downtown, and 3 Elms and Orchard Parks. Actives, mobility challenged, and older adults spoke of limited wayfinding ability and directional signage for visitors to get to various destinations throughout town. Finally, focus group participants had the opportunity to tell us what changes they wanted in Independence. All groups expressed a desire for more trails within town and regional trail connections to surrounding communities. Several groups wanted safer crossings for pedestrians and cyclists. Ideas included crossing signals on Enterprise Drive and pedestrian bridges over the Wapsipinicon River. Several other groups want to clarify the school speed limit and add access roads to ease traffic flow issues around the school. Actives and older adults expressed interest in cohesive wayfinding signage for local destinations like the trails and parks. In addition to the focus groups, we distributed a random sample survey to 532 households. Understanding what types of improvements are important to residents gives the committee insight on how to prioritize projects. The information summarized here includes respondents' willingness to help, their enhancement priorities, preferred commuting, biking, and walking routes, and qualities they desire on their biking and trail routes. More than 45% of respondents indicated they were willing to help with the visioning process, whether this be volunteering time, money, or both. How do we get people to help? According to an ISU study of Iowa small towns in 2014, a common reason residents said they didn't become involved in community projects was that no one asked them. Others indicated they didn't know how to become involved. These results show that the best way to get people involved in community projects is to simply ask them, along with advertising opportunities through traditional and social media outlets. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the most important, participants in Independence ranked better nighttime use through improvements such as lighting as the most important type of transportation enhancement. Other enhancements that address pedestrian mobility, safety, and health are also considered important, such as increased accessibility for seniors, better pedestrian connections, and safer routes to school. Regarding the built environment's quality, survey respondents consider enhanced seasonal beauty the most important factor, followed by better neighborhood streetscapes and creating habitats for birds and pollinators. Most survey respondents drive to important destinations such as the grocery store, post office, school, and church. More than 23% carpool or ride with someone else. Nearly 10% of participants said they walk, and 6.9% bike to their destinations. This map shows the commuting routes identified by 56 survey respondents. The frequency that the routes are used is depicted by their width, with the most frequently used routes being the thickest. The primary commuting corridors into and out of Independence are Community Road D22 and Highway 150. Within Independence, 1st Street, 5th Avenue Northeast, 3rd Avenue Southeast, US 20, Bland Boulevard, and Iowa Avenue are heavily used. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the most important, survey participants ranked the characteristics and features that factor into their choice of commuting route. Among Independence respondents, time to destination was the most important factor. Avoiding weather-related issues such as snow and ice is also a significant factor when determining commuting routes. This map shows the walking routes identified by 77 survey respondents. The frequency that the routes are used is depicted by their width, with the most frequently used as the thickest. Survey respondents indicated that Riverwalk Trail, Liberty Trail, Triangle Park Trail, and the trail near the hospital are popular walking routes. Streets frequented by the pedestrians include 1st Street from the river to the hospital, portions of 8th Avenue Northeast, 6th Avenue Southwest, and streets connecting to the Riverwalk Trail. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the most important, survey participants ranked the characteristics and features that improve their walking experience. These features are categorized as either connections or conditions and elements. Independence respondents considered conditions and elements slightly more important determiners of their walking routes. Sidewalk quality was the most important factor in route choice, followed by lighting and well-maintained surroundings. This map shows the biking routes identified by 31 survey respondents. The frequency that the routes are used is depicted by their width, with the most frequently used as the thickest. Bikers most often use the Liberty and Triangle Park trails, and to a lesser extent, the trail near the hospital. Popular streets for cyclists include 1st Street, 8th Avenue Northeast, 7th Street Northeast, and 5th Street Northeast. Some people bike out of town along County Road D22 and 205th Street. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the most important, survey participants ranked the characteristics and features that improve their biking experience. These features are categorized as either connections or conditions and elements. Independence participants consider connections slightly more important than conditions and elements, and find trail connectivity and access the most important factor. Elements like lighting and well-maintained surroundings are also significant. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the most important, survey participants ranked the characteristics and features that improve their trail experience. These features are categorized as either connections or conditions and elements. Conditions and elements are more important to Independence trail users than connections. Well-lit areas were the most significant factor among conditions and elements, with well-maintained surroundings close behind. If you have any questions about this presentation on the community visioning process, contact the members of your local visioning committee or check us out on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. A complete set of assessment presentation boards can be found on the Independence webpage at www.communityvisioning.org/independence.